Whether it's making s'mores, roasting a hot dog, or just sitting around the fire with family and friends, you need to first obtain an open-air burning permit. Each week, Sault Ste. Marie Fire Services work with the residents to make their property safe for having an open-air fire. Fire Inspector Dan Fraser explains what they're looking for when they come to inspect your property.
Yeah, we're looking for things like an appropriate area to be able to have a fire, so we don't want a fire pit that might be a little too close to a structure, a fence, a tree, a garage, or the home. So we need an appropriate area. And of course we want to explain all the burning rules to the client to make sure that they're aware of the rules that are applicable here in Sault Ste. Marie.
The highest number of complaints Fire Services receives is related to smoke affecting neighbors, and Dan says that can often be avoided if you follow the burning guidelines on what you're allowed to burn.
There's appropriate materials that we like to see, and primarily just keep in mind that we like to see clean, dry wood, well seasoned so that it burns nice and clean and with little smoke as possible. Things that we often see that are not appropriate would be a brush that's not been allowed to dry appropriately. So we got green leaves or evergreen boughs. They just produce a appreciable amount of smoke that just adversely affects the neighbors. And other things would be manufactured boards like plywood or aspenite or any kind of material that's manufactured. It's often done so with resins and glues and even things that are coated heavily in paint or stain. We don't allow that type of material to be burned.
The Ontario Fire Code requires that all open-air burning must be approved by Fire Services. If you're found burning without a permit, be prepared to face steep fines and even possible jail time.
Yeah, we want the citizens to follow the regulations and follow the guidelines that we set out. And in some cases, we find people who are burning without having first obtained a permit. And we have some penalties in place. First off, we revoke the permit, the application for a permit for 90 days. What it is just a way to deter people from thinking they can get away with burning without, or that it's not necessary to get. We want to really stress that the permit process works well. Also too, if there's subsequent conditions where people are burning outside the guidelines, maybe it's after the 11 o'clock time frame, then or burning materials that are inappropriate, fires too large, things like that, then we can actually increase those penalties. Could be a monetary penalty. Maximum penalties are actually up in the neighborhood of $50,000 or 1 year imprisonment, or both, as set out under the Fire Code under the FPPA.
To renew or arrange for a new permit, contact Fire Services at 705-949-9898, Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. or visit www.cityssm.on.ca to complete online. For Go Sault Ste. Marie, I'm Jonathan Perriard.